Hello, hello. So I've never done this. So this is a patch notes read and just talking about the patch notes. If you have questions, you can ask. Obviously. But yeah, it should be... We shall see. We shall see. Should be good. And I changed some of my settings, so let me know if anything's a bit strange or weird. I'm a little late on this, I know. I'm sorry about that. I had conditioner in my hair and now my hair is kind of soaking wet. So, I think we can get straight into it. Does everything look right? It looks good. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. But yeah. Then we will just start reading, I guess. Sorry, this is the first time. They posted a video with their own little explanation and everything. But we're here to talk about it and look at it ourselves. Hey, Vulnera. Welcome, welcome. You know I was a little stressed. But yes, we're here and ready now. Yeah. Oh, I can dock it like that. Okay, good. I fixed the way my chat looks. Good. So, do I read this? Good day, Conquerors. We are excited to bring you update 1.1. Really happy that 1.1 is here. The first major game update to introduce a variety of gameplay mechanics, crash and bug fixes, balance changes, and triumphant returns of 2 domination battlefields to Total War Warhammer 3. Now, I think it was the first major release, a ton of work into the build, and highlighted all the changes we've made. Notes below. We really want to see the actual data, numerous crash fixes. This is just the general, what they're letting us know. The actual stuff is further down. And I can't decide if I should have my face here. So you can judge my reactions because I haven't had time to read through it because I had, soapy hair. So we've got the stability and performance fixes. So we've got some fixes for crashes when the Alt-Tab fix. Let me know if this actually is fixed for you guys, for those who have that issue, because I don't have that issue. So I can't check this one. This is also going through it and maybe making a list to see what we should check to see how fixed it is once we play tonight. What difference some of these things make, because I believe there's a good amount of balance changes in here as well, which, could be fun to test out. Trigger after caravan. I also haven't had this bug. So after losing a caravan, saving the next turn, and then reloading the file caused a crash. Well, I can't really save since I mainly play on Legendary, so I can't fix it. Wait, I've just arrived. Don't worry, we're on stability. And there was a bit of rambling beforehand. Welcome, Fanadel. Maybe that's a good point. Maybe I should give people a second to arrive. But we are on the kind of boring section of the fixes. The making the game not break for you guys side. But we're at point 2 only, Fanadel. Yes, point 2 of the first section. Do not fear. I'm really glad you guys are interested in my opinion on it. This is a little nerve-wracking, however, for me. Because I know I watch some people who do patch note stuff. But I've never done it myself. So it's interesting. But yeah. Okay, good. Nice. So, and really, it's the crashes right now. Anyone who has these crashes, test it and let us know. Fixed a crash triggered when selecting a hero within an army while moving that army to merge with another. Ooh, that's a weird one. Fix a crash that could occur when in multiplayer campaign set to allow simultaneous turns. A player exited the match during another team's turn. Honestly, just being real about this, I've seen streams with people playing the multiplayer, and there are some bad crashes in it when you play with the simultaneous turns. A lot of desyncs for some people. Not everyone, not for me. Hey, EHK. Hello, welcome. Fenadel, we are interested in your opinion, and we can also discuss with you, which is good. Exactly. I think it's a give and take here. You can be like, I know that problem. I'll be like, what problem? And then we can discuss and figure out if we think the changes are good, bad. These, obviously, the stability ones, super important. These ones we're all going to agree are good if they fix it well. At Radiant Ash, if you never start, you'll never know. So this is good. And what Fenadel said. Exactly. A first try, and I think it'll be good. And I'm actually showing you my screen, and not just the windowed game. So if my browser crashes, you get to see my background and see how messy some stuff is. So, you know, the little excitement in case it crashes, but it wouldn't. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Exactly. Fix a crash that. Yep, we did that one. Fix a crash triggered when a player queued movement command initiated a siege battle after ending the turn. Yeah, that's also not great. Fixed a crash when attacking a sieging army. Not great. Fixed a severe performance hit when viewing Steam visuals effects during a custom battle. Haven't had that issue. Haven't checked that, so I don't know. Hello! Good morning, Sundom. I hope you have a nice cup of coffee. Don't incentivize us to hope for a crash, Lil. It's not that bad. It's just a lot of, you know, roleplay stuff that's there when I quickly save a token or something like that and haven't cleaned it up. So you can judge me for having a cluttered desktop. Sumdum, all of my fave streamers are on this morning. Yeah. I think today is going to be heavy. Just everyone streaming and talking about the fixes or reading them and putting up a good video on them. And that's something I think Anticity is most likely going to do a video on it, on the patch notes. And I'm honestly going to watch his video when it comes out, because 90% certain he's going to put a video out on it. But he's got a good understanding of actual mechanics, in my opinion. So I'm kind of looking forward to his video when it comes to the actual balance side of it and how it 100% works. I think I know how stuff works, but he knows how stuff works, if you get my meaning. I hate seeing files. Yeah. Hello, Wolfspal. Welcome. And chat. Yes. Legend is online, so most are there. Oh, Legend's finally streaming. Of course he is. Nice to see that he's back. I'm really glad. I enjoy his stuff. So. Oh, yeah, you roleplay. So when do I get to join a Pathfinder? Well, currently I'm not in any Pathfinder. We're getting off topic. This is a bit chatty, but I'm okay with that. Currently I'm not in any Pathfinder games. The last Pathfinder game I was in, I was running. So there's that. Yep. Okay, we'll focus a little. Fixed visual stuttering when visualizing the Legion of Chaos at Slaanesh. Implemented several optimizations to distance and overdraw the game. All the hellos, nice. Okay, so we've got then some graphic fixes. So the crash fixes we can all 100% agree are good. If the 100% work is a different question. Sumdum, you need to tell us if the Alt-Tab problem continues happening after this. Yeah, you can go and get prepared for playing later, Sumdum. After, work. Graphics. Fixed an issue where vegetation would appear dark when adjusting the game's graphics settings. I haven't had that, but I had something else that goes in that direction. Calm when reading. Fixed an issue which would result in white flickering lines appearing around mountain models on the campaign map. Fixed a visual issue when selecting Kislev War Sleds. Sense Realm. Fixed a stretch texture that appears on the background geometry during the ambush battle. Added a missing skybox to the pre-battle loading screen for the Tzeentch Realm as well. Radiant Ash will do. Yes, you need to tell us. Because you're the only one I officially know has that problem. The Alt-Tab one. At Radiant Ash, I hope the last point of performance actually increases the frames per second drops. That is really annoying. Oh. Maybe. Honestly, if more stability is in the game in certain areas, there's a higher chance of that causing the whole game to be slightly more stable. If the game's not shitting itself in one area, your computer isn't having issues because the game's having issues. So overall, it can help if they fix issues. But it really depends. I mean, increase FPS and reduce the drops. Yeah, that would be really nice. I've been having some issues with that, with dropped frames, which is not great. Blaze make war! We shall indeed. Most things are good, but 2 points are bad in my opinion. Are they in the graphics section, or are they further down in the section we need to still get to? Because we're not jumping ahead. Because honestly, graphic fixes, yeah, stability, and here I don't think any of us can say any of this is bad, just because this is fixing the game as it should be. Audio, updated the unit. Audio of lead belchers and iron blasters for a bigger punch. Kind of thought they had, but nice. EHK, they fixed unlimited wins on that. Oh no, did they really? Oh, that's... Oh, come on, they could leave that in. Leave us some of the problems we enjoy, please. It's not like we use them against other players, because that would be rude and not cool. Leave the fun mistakes in. We knew that was coming. Yeah, we did Fenadel, but still. Come on. Let players have fun. Exactly. The only people who are going to really use it intentionally are people who like more wins. Which, honestly, is most people. So, now we're at UI fixes. Fixed an issue which prevented accents from displaying properly in the lobby newsfeed. Not relevant to me. Added a missing icon for an effect in the Wood Elf building tree. I wouldn't have noticed that because I don't look at the Wood Elf settlements, but interesting. That people caught on to that. Some people are actually very observant. It's great. Added the correct category icon for the Heralds of Slaanesh Shadow. Again. Observant people. Vulnera. An icon for an effect. That's not very specific. I think... maybe it was showing the wrong image for one of the spells or something. It's just... I haven't played enough Slaanesh really to know. But yeah, that is very non-specific. Gameplay mechanics. This is what we're really interested in, my opinion. This is all nice and good. This they need to do either way. But it's the gameplay mechanics that I'm truly interested in. I haven't had the worst crashes, in my personal opinion. So, it's really the mechanics I care about. Adam Sclado, spoiler alert, you will find any info about Mortal Ember. Yeah, I don't think they were going to put any info of that in here. But exciting news. The other really good part, the Steam... Oh... We need to change to a different scene for 1 second. How do I do that? We'll go to my voice... no, we'll go to my Warhammer scene. And you're going to have a black screen for a second. But I need a 100% double check that... One, you're not seeing too much of my Steam. And two, that if because the workshop should be up now. We should. It's not that scene. Is this one? Yes. Yes, it is. Workshop's here. We finally got the workshop. We get mods. Hello, boy Ash. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Indeed, indeed. So, this is one of the big other exciting things. Not the actual, you know, this isn't patch notes, but we got the workshop. Uh-oh. Both audio and video gone? They should be back now. Are they not back? Are they not back? No, they're back. They're back. Whew. Scared me there, Vulnera. Okay, we can click that away now. Back to actual stuff. It's all good now. Yeah, I was going and hiding things away. But we got the workshop back. Which is great. I think so. We just went onto one of my scenes that I have here just for recording stuff. So that one cuts my audio. I'm sorry. Just in case I'm talking to people or doing something. But we got workshop. That's a good one. Got some important people in the office. Okay, you do that, Sumdum. We'll catch you up if you come back. When you come back. So, workshop's here. Mod stuff later on. But we're still most likely going to be playing mainly vanilla. Being honest. Back on track, though. Oh, I have to go elsewhere. Be back in an hour or so. You do that. Just as a warning, I might, after this read, take a break to have dinner. And then we'll go and play the game and judge all of the changes and updates and things. Go do your stuff, EHK. So, we're on the gameplay mechanics. We've changed how corrupted traits are removed in Total War Warhammer 3. That's good. Possibly. Vulnera. Radiant Ash! Spoiler alert! I know. But I need to eat too. Okay, have a nice dinner. That's still in a bit. We're going to go through all of this. Make a plan for the stream later. And then I'm going to have some bolognese. Now we know what to expect already. Oh, I should have kept it a secret, I see. So how do we get rid of the traits now? Corrupted traits are now removed as the corrupted character spends time in a province with lower levels of that particular type of corruption. Oh, this is different. This isn't different to any other types of corruptions in that province. Time in a province with lower levels of that particular... So if you've got a bad Slanesh trait, if you're in a settlement that has high Nurgle corruption but no Slanesh or very low Slanesh, you lose the trait. But how long does it take you to remove the trait? Right. This is a bit vague in my opinion. And harder to remove the trait. I thought they were trying to tone down how annoying the bad traits were. Too long as before? Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be too long as well. And this was something they specifically said. We understand people aren't happy with, the bad trait you pick up. Interesting choice there. Okay, I think if it takes more than 2 turns to remove the trait, I would go with if it takes more than 2 turns to remove the trait, bad choice. This just makes it harder. Fenadel, it's the same time as if you were in an uncorrupted region. This is different from the Chaos Realms trait. Oh, these aren't the Chaos Realm traits? Corrupted traits. Oh, these are the baby ones. It's the normal. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Never mind. I take it all back. Thank you, Fenadel. Thank you. If it was the Chaos one, they just made it harder to remove the Chaos one. But it's not. Thank you for the clarification. That's good. Then, other changes to the gameplay mechanics. Fix an issue where this is the Slaanesh one where you couldn't pick the technology because it would remove some of the effects of the gift of Slaanesh. So it made your gift of Slaanesh worse. So this is a good fix. Very important. The supply lines will... The supply lines value will now update properly when disbanding a lord. Good. No more longer killing people. But I'm still sus about that. Fixed an issue where units stocked in a dockable area would not adjust their firing arcs, so they could continue firing at enemy units. Would not adjust their firing arcs, so they... Fixed an issue where units docked in dockable areas would not adjust their firing arcs so they could continue. Okay. Hopefully this makes the dockable stuff work. We can try this one out. This is something we can try out. Obviously not as Nurgle, but we should try that out. At Radiant, you can still kill them. This change is not stopping you from that. Okay, we are no longer required to, for our greed, to bring them to a swift death. For the supply lines, agreed. Then, I would like to see if the docks work. Because the idea is fun and good. People, firing from the bulwarks and all of that. Nice and fun. Hopefully it actually works. I do not trust this one, however. I don't trust a lot of things. Fixed an issue where handing off control of a second army joining a battle to the AI would prevent them from joining and prevent the battle from concluding. I haven't had this issue. No! I've had a different issue where a reinforcing army couldn't come in because it was spawning in at a wrong place, but this is, again, multiplayer. They would prevent them from handing off control of a second army, joining a battle to the AI. Oh, okay. So giving it to the AI, I don't give my armies to the AI, would prevent them from joining. That's really awkward, especially if someone's overwhelmed, but good that's fixed. We can test that one as well. Because we can figure out which ones are testable and which ones are not testable. Fix an issue where heroes would no longer gain skill points after progressing past rank 40. That is testable, but that's going to take a while. Do people give armies to the AI? Yeah, if you're overwhelmed by the amount of force you have and you don't want to deal with it, there are quite a few people, I think, who go and hand over their armies to the AI. Having 40 units can be a bit much. Having 20, it's fine. For some people, that's too many units. If they're very diverse, annoying armies, I might even consider it. I never do it, but I consider it. I'm like, do I want to deal with a second army? But yeah, people definitely do hand over to the AI. Fixed an issue where the Firemouth settlement would provide the option to construct major settlement buildings rather than minor settlement buildings. I've seen this happen for, I think it was Firemouth. I'm not 100% certain it was Firemouth though. Where Cathay could get their high tier walls where you could choose if it was yin or yang. But I'm not 100% certain it was Firemouth. Not a big deal. It fixed a bug where units stationed at an ogre camp located in hostile territory could not replenish their army. Nice. Removed several obstructions to the line of sight around tower construction points on the Grisenwald Empire. Oh, that's awkward. Implemented fixes for several deployment and vanguard deployment zones in several maps. Fixed an issue where losing a caravan would result in an inactive recruit caravan button for the following turn. Fixed an issue with auto-resolve where attacking an enemy army in a settlement resulted in better outcomes than when an enemy army attacked the player. Huh? Fixed an issue in which hero buffs and recruitment rank buildings would fail to properly apply their bonuses. Yeah, that's good. Fixed an issue where infinite winds of magic could be generated due to a rounding error with the reserves and recharge rate. Damn you! Damn you! Oh, that is sad. Fixed issues with Bellacor's skill tree, which result in certain skills unlocking the incorrect abilities. Fixed an issue where the battle speed would switch to slow motion without any input during replays. Something I don't really do. Campaign prologue. We've implemented numerous fixes to issues encountered in the game's prologue. We'll quickly go through this because I think you've already played it or you're most likely not going to play it anymore. Fixed an issue where the prologue could get stuck after the battle for Devengard. Players should no longer be unable to progress when ending a turn immediately after losing Yuri. You can lose Yuri. Well, of course you can lose Yuri. I thought you would lose if you lost Yuri, though. I guess you shouldn't do that in a prologue. Yuri will no longer hop in place following the Scream Chasm trigger. Players should no longer have their progression blocked by accidentally deselecting the settlement before completing the Lord Recruitment Guide. Players should no longer have their progression blocked by selecting a settlement during the Demon Encounter Guide. Fix an issue which would prevent the player from progressing after capturing the Claw Reach. Fix an issue which would prevent the player from progressing upon completing their battle with the Wolf. Fix a crash when trying to skip the camera, a fly-through at the start of the campaign. Add a link to the Shields tooltips that appears during the first battle with Siege. I think that's nice. Because a lot of people don't know how shields work. That's a good little thing to add for the prologue. Vulnera, that's quite a lot of issues for a prologue that should draw in new players. It is a bit, yeah. And it's really good that someone played through it and pointed them out, because a lot of the people who would complain about this stuff, I think, wouldn't play the prologue. So I'm glad they're working getting this fixed. The Realm of Chaos. Numerous changes have been made to the Realm of Chaos. Sorry, I need to remember to breathe. Numerous changes have been made to the Realm of Chaos Souls race to allow for more flexibility in how you approach the race. Counteract enemies as they pursue souls and the conditions inflicted upon lords who enter the realm. Fenadel, it's the first time they did a prologue, isn't it? I think so. From what I've heard from other people who play the games, it's the first time. It's the first time I've seen it in a Total War game. But I haven't checked. So, reduce the effect of negative traits inflicted upon entering the realms of chaos by 50%. Okay. Demon legendary lords will no longer be afflicted by the negative traits within the realm of their respective chaos gods. Good. Negative traits inflicted by the realm of chaos will now be removed when a legendary lord completes the survivable battle within that realm. Okay, good. That's fine. So once you leave, you can use your Lord if you complete it. Upon entering an AI, so actually we'll go over this one again, just real fast. When you complete your survival battle to gain the soul, and you get your soul and you leave, you don't have the trait, the bad trait. So that's good. So you're not, because the way it currently stood, it was you go in there, you get the soul, your Lord's gone this whole time, you come out, and you either choose to play with the Lord with all his bad traits, or you sit inside a settlement and can't use him. So you don't get to play with your legendary Lord half the time. More than half. Vulnera, they could have taken it one step further, get a positive... Yeah, I know, that's what I've been saying! Get a positive trait when you're in the realm of your respective... Oh, I haven't been saying that. I like that. They could have taken it one step further, get a positive trait when you're in the realm of your respective Chaos God. That would be kind of cool, or some kind of buff while you're in that realm. And they could put that on the AI armies that are in there as well, that you fight, just because, you know, it's the realm of so-and-so, and you're stronger due to it being your chaos. That's kind of nice. I think that's a cool idea, Vulnera. But I think you should get a positive trait for completing the soul. Upon intercepting an AI faction at the Forge of Souls, the legendary Lord will now lose all of their souls rather than being wounded for 15 turns. This will force them to collect the souls over again. This is good because we needed something to, you know, not always have to chase them down every single time. Lurking. You lurk away, Wolf's pal. I think that's kind of how one deals with this stuff. Unless you have questions, then you can always ask. Upon intercepting an AI faction at the Forge of Souls, I highlighted the thing beforehand. The protection chain of buildings can now be constructed to prevent rifts from spawning in the province in which they are built. I am so glad about this. I don't want to have to leave random heroes. This is a good change. This makes the building better, because beforehand it was just discover Skaven buildings. Now it's Skaven and stopping the rifts. I think that was a good change to the building. It's made that building actually useful. Completing a survival battle will now also provide the winning faction with the following benefits for 10 turns. Positive trait! Yo! They did it! They did it! Oh, that's cool. I guess I'm not the only one who thought getting a positive trait makes sense. I'm really happy. Plus or minus 5 of the winning faction's corruption across all provinces. Very nice. Plus 8 control across all provinces. Nice. Plus 15 growth across all provinces. Nice. Plus 10% income across all provinces. Yeah, nope. This, big fan. Positive trait. It's not a positive trait, but it's an actual, you know, even if it's a small reward, it's a reward. We're getting something nice. And if you're playing on higher difficulties, this plus 8 control is pretty nifty, except you can't rely on having the plus 8 control. But if you went for a confederation or something right then, that would be really good. It's a good, Fenadel, it's a good reward. Prefer if it was longer. 10 turns is decent. A confederation penalty is 5 turns. So in this time, if you can nab a confederation, that would be really good. I assume it's all provinces you own. I think so as well. Of the winning faction across all provinces. They don't clarify your own. Otherwise, it would be plus or minus 5 across the whole world. It has to be that you own. But yeah. Positive trait. True. Yeah. So I think this is... If you want a confederation and you're playing on a difficulty where control could become an issue because of it, or, you know, the income boost might really help, this might be really good. And the corruption obviously is nice either way. But with the rifts and the new building, corruption I think will become a bit less of a problem. Because those rifts are definitely something that have been causing corruption. Must be the ones you own. Yeah, it's the only rational way of reading it, in my opinion. If it's the whole world, then each time someone gets it, it would be a bit weird. Additional adjustments made to the following realms. Siege Realm. Options offered during dilemmas triggered at points of interest will now provide replenishment. Okay. Siege Realm. Boon from Siege. This option offered by the dilemma now properly displays its reward when it appears. Okay. Nurgle Realm. The attrition resistance effects granted by the points of interest now last 20 turns instead of the duration spent in the realm. Okay. They are giving us positive things. Okay. Rewards not just from Slaanesh. This means that the boon can now also be carried back to the This means that the boon now also I'm skipping a word. This means that the boon can now also be carried back to the mortal world. That's good. Fenadil, I hope the AI will build the protection building. Do we think they will? Possibly. The AI builds weird things. Exactly. They built it before when it wasn't very useful. So it would be funny if they stopped building it when it became useful. Nurgle Realm. Flying units can no longer be deployed atop of the Nurgle Island environment prop. The flying, yeah. I wonder if we can still jump on top of it. Because that weird little bump, the Morrowind traveler bug things, because we did go on top of it multiple times. I wonder if we'll still jump up there if we go past that area on the map. But I'm assuming that's fixed as well. Players can no longer replace the legendary lord of an army with the regular lord when at the Forge of Souls. I didn't know you could do that. Fixed a rare issue which would result in the Forge of Souls rift being closed despite having access to the final battle. Oh, whoops. Vulnera. Well, I didn't know the deployment zone extended that far. Me either. I just, we just jumped up there and our camera was suddenly way in the sky. But that's kind of nifty. It's a shame. Well, no, I'll be glad if we're not suddenly jumping on top of the flying island. Okay, Bellacor. So there's a whole section for him. After completing the campaign, the player will now be given the option to banish Bellacor. This will provide the following permanent benefits. +3 hero capacity for all heroes. +14 hero and lord recruit rank. +5 wins of magic per turn for all armies. +7 control across all provinces. +25 growth across all provinces. +15% income across all provinces. Well, this is nice. It's still at the end of the game when things are going really well. I guess you might want to still take over the world. So yeah. Yeah, okay. This is nice. Just you need to want to continue playing. Who will keep Bellacor? I don't know. People like Bellacor. I mean, like, lore-wise. I'm not saying mechanically. I haven't heard anyone say he's good. Fenadil, I mean, story-wise, it makes sense that some factions tell Bellacor to buzz off. Yeah. When additional changes made to the Lord, Bellacor now has a starting trait that grants access to his unique ability, Shadow Shroud, rather than it being granted by default. Bellacor now has a starting trait that grants access to his unique battle ability, Shadow Shroud, rather than it being granted by default. I think that's just a change in how they're presenting it. But you just get it then either way. And an additional fix for the campaign, fix an issue where completing a campaign and clicking continue to the records would replay Bellacor's first voiceover line rather than the proper line. But plus 14 recruit rank? Yeah, that is a good amount. That's a very good amount. But you need to remember, when you get Bellacor, you're really far into the game. You've gotten recruit rank, depending on who you're playing as. You can get a lot of recruit rank for some people. Not everyone, but for some of the factions. So, because Bellacor is endgame. We unlock Bellacor endgame. So, it's really if you want to go and take over the world pretty much after winning the game. It means he gets a trait, but no mechanical change. Yeah. Exactly. So it's just, in a way, an appearance change. I guess if you wanted to be finicky, it's a nerf because they still have a certain amount of traits they can actually have. Vulnera +3 hero capacity will be great for Tomb Kings later. Ooh, yeah, that sure would be. Honestly, +3 hero capacity will be great for quite a few people. But specifically Tomb Kings, because they have the hardest time with it. Fix an issue where completing a... Now we're on Demons of Chaos. We felt that the Demon Prince, aka Daniel, was underperforming in battles against enemy lords, so we've adjusted his base stats and moved some other values around, bolstering his terrifying presence on the battlefield. Oh, maybe he'll be good now. Maybe I lucked out and never played him while he was really trash. Melee attack increased from 25 to 50. Melee defense increased from 20 to 45. Base damage increased from 200 to 225. Armor piercing damage increased by 25 plus 25, so from 200 to 225. Armor increased from 10 to 20. Charge bonus increased from 30 to 40. This is something, these numbers tell you a bit, but one will need to actually see him in battle to see, you know, how well he does. Animation makes a huge difference, obviously, and all that jazz. So actually playing him and seeing how well he works is a very important thing. Raining Ash, he's not that much better, but I'll watch your attempt at him. I don't think he's going to be... Exactly. But I'll be playing the buffed version. Imagine if I played the not buffed version. And I might still hate him. To accommodate for his higher base stats, we've reduced the effect values of the starting gifts available. Oh, lordy. Can I read? To accommodate for his higher base stats, we've reduced the effect values of the starting gifts available to the Demon Prince when starting a new campaign. They're balancing it back the other way. Be ready for the list of changes to his limbs. We're skipping that, actually. That is the one thing where I'm like, you know what? I don't know what his limbs did beforehand. He has too many limbs. This small section here, yes. Oh, wait, is this it? Is that just it? I thought I saw a very long list about his change. Mark of Chaos torso, reduced melee from 10 to 5. Muscle arms left, melee attack plus 15. So remove melee attack plus 15. But they're not showing its full thing. Muscular right arm, remove base weapon damage plus 10%. Is this going to make a difference, though? I mean, this is going to make him better because these are his base stats. We just don't get strong stuff in the beginning. Except I do believe they went and changed all his items, or a lot of his items. Demon legs. remove charge bonus of 15%. Demon Tail, remove melee defense of 5. Okay. So you technically should be starting the hand base damage from 50. Increased armor piercing down 10 to 15. Oh, 2 increases to his weapons, though. Okay, so they want him to hit harder. But they're removing some defenses, his charge bonus, his base weapon, damage, melee attack. Technically, that's 25. So that's 20. Okay, so you gained a teeny bit of a boost in the melee. Yeah, I think it's looking very similar, though. And depending on if he changed his later on items, these don't matter because these are his starting items. So he gained 25 base, the lost 15 from item. Yeah. Because he loses 5 here. No, he loses 20. Sorry, because he removed melee attack plus 15 from over here from one item. And then this from his torso. Oh, no, that's defense. Sorry, I misread. That's defense. His later items are changed for the better. Okay, good. So it's overall a buff for him. But right in the start, it's very, very minor. Just swapped about. That's good. Okay, Demons of Chaos, Demonic Progression Offerings. We've increased the values of the pre-dedication Demonic Progression Offering bundles to keep them all balanced. The post-dedication offerings have also been buffed with some extra power as you dedicate yourself to your chosen Chaos God, including buffs to the God-specific recruitment ranks of units, agents, and lords. Including buffs to the God-specific recruitment ranks of units, agents, and lords. This should shorten the time it takes for your lords to reach their exalted forms. Okay. Offering plus 8 all gods. Increase the dedication God-specific lord recruit rank from plus 3 to plus 10. Offering 8 all gods. Increase the dedicated God-specific agent recruit rank from plus 3 to plus 10. Offering 8 all gods. Reduce the dedication God-specific unit recruitment time by 2 turns. Corrin offering 8. Remove the plus 10% casualty replenishment bonus. Corrin offering 8. Added 25% buff to the campaign movement range after winning a battle. Nurgle offering. Remove the building cost reduction bonus. Nurgle offering 8. Added a plus 20 global replenishment bonus to Nurgle units. Slaanesh offering 8. Increase the diplomatic relations with all factions from plus 10 to plus 25. Tzeentch offering 8. Remove the chance to increase the strength of remove the chance to increase the strength of winds of magic when changing. Hola, Skaven Flight! Did you do your whole read through? I had shampoo in my hair. I know you were going through it. This list is a bit too much for the stream to go through. I think it might be. I think I should maybe also just go and skim read and we pick out interesting things. Change offering. Did you guys notice if they fixed the bug with the army ability? Offering. Let's go and see if we can pick out the fun things. So, speed read. And I am getting hungry. Demons of Cain Prince's gift sets. Undivided set, but need some additional. Okay, this is again into the Demon Prince. He's gotten. Okay, so looks like buff, nerf, buff, all the Demons of Chaos stuff is mostly a buff. Yeah. Because they needed a buff, didn't they? But how much of a buff? Because it's looking pretty minor in some areas. But I haven't gotten that far through. Okay, this is his weapons. This is the part I was planning on skipping through because it's just too much. But how much is it overall? It looks like it's... So, we're getting a bunch of +8s. +3s. On average, +3 for defense. 5 for attack. That's defense again, which is 3. So, overall for defense, his weapons are going up by 3 here. For defense only. Base damage. Okay. I don't know what he did previously, but it looks like small buffs. +3 is okay. Does it make up for the fact that he can't use items? But yeah, we're skipping over his items. His limbs. General fixes. Fix an issue where narrative events... Okay, spells. No. Don't do this. I blame this on multiplayer. So, spells. This is something I actually care about. He needs items, real items, yeah. +3 is good when you can... that 4 times. Yeah, exactly, because for each item... But it's still not a huge buff. It really depends on how bad he is. But look at this. The removed... Wait. Reduced damage dealt from 72 to 36. AP percentage remains at 50. Okay, so that's a big nerf to damage. That's big damage. We'll see how it works on the field. On paper, big nerf to damage. In battles, we'll see. But I like Pendulum, so that's a bit sad. Pendulum Overcast. Okay. Again, honestly, big nerf. But I think in multiplayer it might have been overused a bit. Possibly. Because it's a good spell. And it has a very long swing, so it has a very long distance it covers. Thou shalt not cast! I know. I feel like magic gets hit often. In stuff. Not specifically Total War. Because I remember when Burning Head got hit. And it didn't turn out to be a big problem. But it was hit with a nerf. A bit back. And then... now it's Pendulum. Unit responsiveness! Okay, it should match Warhammer 2. That's something we can keep an eye on. More docking fixes. Because I should reset their animations without having fired. That's, yeah, locked control groups will no longer enter guard mode when receiving an attack order. This is good. I didn't like that going on and off. But I would like to see if we can start targeting units and stuff. General fixes. The charge reflection attribute now require units to be braced against. Oh, they fixed it. I loved this. This was such a funny thing. That you could have your units charging into a charging enemy and they'd still get their charge reflection bonus. Which was pretty great. So I get... this is like the Winds of Magic fix for more melee-focused players. Docking might be good now. It might be. Definitely worth checking, though. Yeah, please test docking and cavalry. Ooh, are there cavalry fix? Or is it because of the charge reflection? Not everyone has charge reflection. Fix an issue where defending units would use the attacker's mass rather than their own mass for impact damage calculations. Oh, that's awkward. The defender say. and they fix the part where you can sneak into the back of it. A place. A settlement. Oh, that needed to be fixed, but still, kind of funny. Armenian rushers should now correctly enter a battle according to their position on the campaign map relative to the battle. That should have always been the case. In Domination Survival battles, some units will no longer offer a refund after being teleported away from the... Well, I don't play this type of... I don't play Domination Survival battles. But, yeah. You shouldn't get... That seems weird that you got the refund. So that's obviously a multiplayer thing again. Faction, general fixes. Okay, they got an Arcane Conduit. Exalted Lords of Change get Arcane Conduits now. Blurgle, that second line on the general fix is the major part of the cav fix. Oh. That second... I need to go back. That second line on the general fix. Oh. Fix an issue where... Oh, the mass calculation? Oh, because they were charging into units and they were using the small units mass for damage. That makes sense. Also, who got killed? My reading abilities. But yeah. Will that fix it though, or will it just bring it into Warhammer 2 levels of cav? We'll see. I like cavalry, so I'm definitely down with doing cavalry. And with the ogres, I had a nice cavalry army that I really enjoyed playing. So I don't mind going checking out them. No fixes for Slaanesh Sai. Oh, your baby is fine. He'll be fine. The mass thing? Yeah, the mass. Iron Blasters, we envision this unit to be a bit more of a mobile shotgun platform rather than a sniper artillery piece. It is a little bit weird to work with your ogres and them. For example, flanking followed... Okay. Resisted by projectiles from... Okay. But they're such good snipers. Don't know about this. Need to give that a try. Okay, so they're gonna hit a little less. Okay, we think Gorgers were too strong. And in multiplayer, supposedly ogres were just bullshit. Blurgle. Well, as far as the battlefield, Slaanesh was really getting punished by the mass problem. It's a wait and see after the mass fix. That would be a fix line the longs of Slaanesh. Because those chariots. But the chariot problem is also that they just knock units down and don't hurt them. If you could get them... If you could do damage when knocking down, as in you do the damage, a certain value of damage while knocking down, that would be a great thing. Because the chariots are really fun, but they don't hurt. They're just disruptive. Ogre Kingdom's multiplayer only. The Iron Blasters have gone up in price. Ogre Giants now count as a rare single entity for the sake of unit caps. Okay, this is the whole thing. Supposedly ogres were completely busted and everyone started playing them because they were just the clear winner. Skaven Flight. It should apply damage on charge, then knockdown. Exactly, but it knocks down, then tries to apply damage, but because it's a knockdown unit, it doesn't apply damage. For a lot of things. Some people... Scarbrand. It applies damage, right? But for a lot of things, it doesn't. Grinketh, we found that Grinketh has several underperforming units struggling to most situations. Okay, but I do believe this is more directed, again, at multiplayer. Sky Lanterns. The Sky Lanterns are just not good. I never got around to playing with the whooshing war compasses, really, which is a shame. We've made some adjustment to the first two units across the board and have reduced the multiplayer cost of whooshing war compass to see further down the notes. So they can be deployed. Okay. Harmony, increased effect radius from nice. Increased ammunition, nice. Skydown cooldown reduced from 60 to 30. Yeah, that's good. Because you're really risking your sky junk while going and flying into the enemy to drop the bomb. That makes sense? Yeah. Vulnera, the sky junks are awesome and they get better. I think in multiplayer they're just too risky because they're so slow. And being such a large, slow target, I think for the tier they are, they needed to buff them to make them more viable. A lot of these balance changes heavily fixated on multiplayer. The Sky Lanterns aren't good. Shots now apply the shield breaker effect. Speed increased from 30 to 35. I think the Sky Lanterns are still going to be bad. Blurgle, Skelch, there's no point to the War Compass. Your heroes get to ride those anyways. Exactly, that's how you get them. That's why I didn't get around to doing it, because once I got some on it, I was doing other things with my army. General fixes. Stone Gaze skill now increases armor instead of leadership for Terracotta Sentinels and Wuxing War Compasses. I don't know. Armor is definitely a good stat. Leadership, yeah. I don't know how much they got, so I don't know if the amount of armor or the amount of leadership is worth it. Grinketh multiplayer only. They've become cheaper because they realize they're not performing as well. Astromantis or... So supposedly Cathay was really underperforming, so this makes sense why they're changing the values. We don't care about that, though, because we don't play multiplayer, really. So now you get 80 shots? Yes, Vulnera, you do. Arcane Surge. With the fixes to the Winds of Magic Reserve, the ability to endlessly cast cheap spells such as Blue Fire of Tzeentch was drastically reduced, but not completely fixed. To correct this, we're reducing the values of the Arcane Surge army ability. Reduce the Winds of Magic reserves generated per second from 0.3 to 0.15. The fix of the wind power reserve, then cheap spells such as Blue Fire of Tzeentch was drastically reduced, but not completely fixed. But did they fix the army ability? I don't think they fixed the army ability. At least they haven't mentioned that they fixed the army ability for Tzeentch. Lowered the armor reduction from 1% can make a difference, but Forsaken of Tzeentch, remove the inherent magic resistance from the unit from 40 to 0 for the Forsaken. Ooh. So Tzeentch is really squishy. If you ever get Tzeentch, she's squishy. That means their front line isn't that great, which means they do want to pick up new units. Okay. Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch. Finally, we're looking to differentiate the Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch from the non-exalted version by making the unit more capable in ranged combat. To do this, we've increased both their ammo and attack range. Okay, more ammunition, and the range has got up by a good amount. Yeah, that's a good amount of extra range. That makes it in line with some low tier, some artillery. That's nifty, good. Multiplayer only for Tzeentch. Somebody got more expensive. The Exalted Flamers got more expensive. Kislev. Armored Cossars, unit acceleration. Oh, nice. I've been moved up to 30. Streltsy up to 30. Tsarguard 30. Okay, yeah. Because some of their units were quite slow. And they wouldn't mesh well with the other units. The Ice Guard, the Cossars, they all had 30 movement. And then these guys would just lag behind, which was kind of annoying. Light War Sleds reduced the unit's armor from 70 to 50. The Light War Sleds were good. So I guess making them a bit more flimsy makes sense. Hello, Unfurled Bacon. Welcome, welcome. We're going through some parts pretty fast. Oh, good, we are actually heading towards the end slowly. Because there's a lot of stuff. Little Groms, increased range damage from 145 to 160. Makes sense. The Little Grums got a buff. Nice. I'm saying they performed bad in multiplayer if they got a buff. Because I do think the Little Grums were good and just fine. But I'm calling that a buff. I bet you they were underperforming in multiplayer, which is really nice for us single players, because that's nice. I love little grummies. They're cute and great. Hello. Again, cost for light war sleds has increased. Elemental bears was reduced because they're not that great. Makes sense. War sleds are great. Interesting, because they are making a change to... They're nerfing the sleds a little bit, and at the same time making them more expensive. Interesting. Sleds were most likely overperforming by a lot then. That might pan out, might not. But the elemental bears weren't that great. Grom just don't arc, so they made them stronger. But they're not the only unit that doesn't arc very well. Because, whatchamacalled? Cathay's units don't arc that well. They're artillery. Maybe maybe Groms are meant to arc. Interesting. Yeah, cannons don't arc, mortars too. And isn't the Little Grom pretty much a cannon? So they gave them a bit more range. Okay. I'm happy with it, though. Nurgle. I care about Nurgle. Exalted Plague Bearers of Nurgle. Increased ammunition count from 2 to 3. Increased speed from 23 to 27. Okay. Plague Bearers of Nurgle. Increased from 23 to 27. This is one of the things I mentioned. The Nurglings were just better because they were slightly faster. Plague Drones of Nurgle. Death's Head. Increased ammunition count from 7 to 10. This I'm also glad about, because the drones just ran out of ammo super fast. So fast. Kugoth. Plague Father. He's been getting little use. That's, again, directed at multiplayer, I believe. Increased ammunition count from 22 to 35. No complaints. Increased the healing rate provided by the Nurgling Infestation ability from 0.1 to 0.2 health per second. He makes his little Nurglings even better. Oh, look at them run. Exactly. Look at that speed. The thing is, this... to me, actually makes a difference, because this 23 and this 27 was the reason I didn't get the Plague Bearers, pretty much, period. Because I'm just like, but they're so slow. They don't make up for it in damage or holding power compared to the Nurglings. So, giving them a buff to their speed will help maybe make them have enough staying power. Yeah, my opinions do a Nurgle stream. A Nurgle? I'm doing a Nurgle stream. I don't know if my save's corrupted, though. Nurgle multiplayer only. A bunch of cost changes. Ooh, Great Unclean Ones were too good. So we got another cap. We've gotten 2 special unit caps. We've gotten the Great Unclean Ones and one of the ogres. I forgot which ogre. Slanesh, we are fixing to a little short. Skaven Flight, did you not read very well? In update 1.1, we are fixing several issues with charges, bracing, and impact damage. We feel it's too risky to touch the... Oh, you're right. They didn't. It just looked like it. To touch the Slanesh units without having a good understanding of what effects these will have. So we will be revisiting this faction after we've reviewed the live impact and player feedback based on those other changes. Okay, because they're so heavily involved in the charging and the bracing and impact damage, they want to see. So, Slaanesh might be getting a buff through this, but nothing specific Slaanesh. Multiplayer. Saying they're doing nothing in multiplayer, they're just watching for Slaanesh. Slaanesh ain't getting any changes. Yeah, in my opinion, do a Nurgle string. Vulnera, they didn't want to touch Slaanesh units before understanding what effect that would have. Yes, indeed, indeed. We know exactly. Hey, come on. Come on. How can you resist the dripping tentacles of our savior and all that stuff? Khorne, we are currently happy with the state of Khorne outside of the changes made to the Demon Prince, and will continue monitoring how the faction performs after other balancing changes made this month. Good. Good, because Khorne's really fun the way it is. One small change added with this update, dogfighting technology now provides the Strider attribute to Fleshhounds while increasing their charge bonus. Boost to their doggies, nice. Multiplayer, domination game mode. I don't do this type of multiplayer, so... or I haven't yet. They were asking for more maps, so that's good. They're getting more maps. I'm not going to do a big bit on this. I'm just going to skim very fast. Low map count. Yep, working on that comeback mechanic. The supply resources. Farming of enemies and losing. Okay, yeah. General fixes. Yeah. 2 new maps, and that's what multiplayer people wanted. Localization. Okay, that's language stuff. No issues. Okay, those are some fixes. Okay, but that generally covers it. That generally covers it. The last bit was multiplayer only, which is not me because I'm not that type of multiplayer. Blight, how was your read? Touch it maybe after buying Dame's DLC. Boobies. Along as no Teletubbies. But yeah, no, it looks like there are a lot of balancing stuff and things. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. Vanilla, overall, I'm happy with the changes. Me too. Enough was changed to make up for some of the weight. For a good portion of the weight. So I'm pretty happy with the changes. And then I'm assuming we're going to get more patches as time progresses. But it's good to get a good chunk sorted now. Skaven Flight, a lot of this is just shifting numbers. It's in the right direction. Yeah. But there's also a bunch of, bug fixes we've been really wanting. We got the bug fix for the supply lines. We've got not a bug fix. We've got a change for how the rifts are being handled. I think overall, this is good. They're seeing what the overall player base enjoys and doesn't enjoy and is going in on it. It's a bit shame it took this long, but they're, making the game more enjoyable for us while stealing our winds of magic. Maps are not a bug, they're just bad design. The maps do need an overhaul, but that's going to take a lot more time. Some of the maps have some glitchiness in them. But if the docking is now viable and actually useful, the maps don't really need that much of an overhaul. I don't think the maps need it. If you play on lower unit scale, the maps aren't cramped. But the settlement, going through the settlement is very cramped sometimes. I don't think they need an overhaul for the maps. I think the maps are beautiful. But yeah. Either way, I think a bunch of you would go and like checking out Legend stuff and seeing what he has to say. I have some bolognese. And not even about that. I hate the capture points. That just half walls. It's insane. The towers need better placement. Some of the towers really do need better placements. There's some poor tower placement. And also, objects should be solid. If I'm standing behind a wall, I do not want to see arrows coming through it. Enjoy your food. Yes. Thank you, Vulnera. I do need to call it up. Call slowly and be like, yo, food time. But yeah, I'm going to go check out Legend or maybe Skaven Flight stream. But I need food. Ooh, Skaven Flight's doing Nurgle. Nurgle. But thank you all. Boy, food time. Food time, boy. I won't hide, but... Oh. No, I'm not doing it. Goodbye.